What's up? What's up? We got James and Brian here. Hold on. What is that? That's the FunMeter.
We have a button for you somewhere that has the meter that actually moves.
Who's the FunMeter? Okay, we'll start with you.
Okay.
So, you guys directing together? How does that? I mean, the Russo brothers direct together. So, how do you guys direct together?
It's a lot of like Rochambeau on ideas, and no, really what we do is we come at it as a collaboration. We look at this as like we're not playing tennis, we're playing basketball. Like we're working at it as a team, and with stories this big, it's so great to have that institutional knowledge between the two of us of really understanding all of the facets and ins and outs. I mean, we had to learn how Social Security worked and the interweavings of the government for this, and my brain probably would have blown up solo, so it was great to have somebody else to keep me sane.
That's cool. Is that true?
That's true.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, back to you.
I mean, like, he's the basketball analogy. I mean, it's one of those things. It's like the best idea will always rise. And so we know how we push each other, but we push ourselves equally as hard. And when we were making McMillions, there was an ease to it, right? Like the fact that we have such similar taste and how we want to approach story just makes it like common sense in a lot of ways when we get into like the nitty gritty. But these projects, they're really hard to make. They take a lot of time, a lot of effort, and a lot of dedication into like being in the trenches with someone that is going to work as hard as you, that's going to continue to generate ideas, and will pound the pavement, like make sure that we like figure it out.
I love the title McMillions, and I love the title The Big Conn.
Oh, yeah, I mean, it was one of those things where, one, with McMillions, it was like, okay, I'm fine saying that for the rest of my life, because that's our first big project. With the Big Conn, it also is just such an interesting thing, because one, when you first hear it, you just think, okay, con artist, but you don't realize, one, that is Eric's actual name, C-O-N-N, and two, just it really is a glimpse into this much larger story than what it starts out as. It's not just something that happened in this small town in eastern Kentucky. It's something that expands out, and it really is a problem nationwide.
When you guys started this project, did it turn into something bigger than you possibly imagined?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, of course. Like, I mean,
was this called the con? And then we added the big after we got into it.
It was for the small con for a little while, and then it was like the medium con. Now it's the big con. Yeah, so.
Good stuff. Okay, so Sarah and Jennifer, I mean, their testimony and the way they speak and their heart and everything is crazy off the charts when you're watching this. You're just like, what the hell?
Oh, I mean, Sarah and Jennifer are absolute heroes. It's unreal that they had to fight against basically a huge government entity. I mean, the United States government is the biggest entity on the planet, and Social Security is one of the largest pieces of that. And the fact that they were really trying to sound alarm bells for so many years, and they just fall on deaf ears, what can you do? But it really shows why news and the media exists, because if they weren't able to continue to stand up and fight for this, and Damian Paletta come in and listen to them and do his report in the Wall Street Journal, none of this would have happened.
Yeah.
How come we never heard of Eric C. Conn? I mean, Abagnale and Ponzi and all these guys. Yeah, it's like, and this guy's name. I mean, I love con artists. I mean, like their stories. But this one's like slipped under because of Social Security, because of government. Is that why?
In a lot of ways, yes. I mean, it's a very complicated system. In fact, it was one of the big obstacles for us to really crack and to figure out. And it's one of the reasons why he was able to get away with it for over 10 years is because even like people just couldn't understand how he was pulling off this crime. And so for all the reasons that you can imagine, right, he goes on the run. It did make some national news. Like, I mean, there was a little bit of press around it, but no one ever really spent the time doing the deep dive. There were a lot of people who didn't want to talk about this for obvious reasons, but the more we dug in, the more we realized like how many other players were a part of it. And Eric, I mean, you can't write a character like him, right? He's this larger-than-life attorney. He's like a real-life Saul Goodman, right? With all the billboards.
Making statues.
Oh, yeah. He loved the statues. And all the commercials, and then pulling off, this $550 million fraud case. And as the story grows, and to see him go on the run, and to hear about it throughout the documentary series, we're along for the ride. We get to see like what he was doing when he was on the run, and experience that along with this crazy, funny story that's also equally tragic.
Correct. I could talk to you guys for 2 hours, but they're pulling you away.
You know.
We'll talk another McTime.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And don't forget to check out the podcast that comes out on May 6th as well that takes the story even further with a lot of things we couldn't fit into the doc.
Yeah, Apple TV Plus.